Hi guys, Nancy here from Loombicious. Again, not a tutorial, but this is a guide to show you all how to wire your Rainbow Loom creations. The things you will need, you might need your Rainbow Loom hook to help lift some bands where you want to stick the wire through. You might not need it, but it can come in handy, so have this with you. You also need some pliers. You will need one that can cut the wire. So that is this one. And you need one so you can bend it and won't cut through the wire. So I also have this one. Obviously you need wire. I have white coated wire. You can use any sort of wire as long as it's quite sturdy. It depends on what you want to wire. If it's really thick, this is my crocodile, so a lot of bends there, so you can use thick wire, so it's posable. You can also use thin wire, and if it's too thin you can well, double it, kind of twist it together. I won't do this with this wire because this is a thick wire, but you can also push it together like this, twist it so you have a thicker wire. That's also a option, and I will show you how to wire up a Rainbow Loom creature now. So I have my crocodile here with me. So I have your wire, and I also want to wire the top of the snout. You don't have to do this with every creature, but I want to do it with this. Just stick your hook, or your hook, I'm sorry, I'm so used to saying that. Stick your wire through cap band, kind of maneuver it through the middle set of bands, so you won't be able to see it on top, and actually also not in on the bottom, so you have to push it through like you loomed it. This can be kind of tricky, so if you want to do this neat, take your time. Just kind of pushing it through now. You get to weave the wire through. And check. Every time check. If your wire is through another set, check if you can see it on top. You can see it here at the bottom a bit. But that's okay. You need to stick it through all those bands. You can do this with any Rainbow Loom project, or even any other project. You just need to push it through. Where is my wire? I lost my wire now, so it's probably bent up. And there it is on the side. So I will pull it back because it went out the wrong direction. I'm gonna stick it through the tongue. It has to come out of the neck somewhere. Here it is, my wire. So you won't be able to see it here, but now it's here, and you have to work it in between those bands. Now it's there. There is my wire. It's kind of hard to see, but you can wire the head and the body at once. This is the most easy part. Doing the legs is a bit more difficult. Now you have to push it through. It comes out of the back now. That's not... You need to push it in between the stomach and the back. This can be a bit tricky. Your wire can get stuck. You simply actually need to push it through check where your wire is. I don't know where my wire is at the moment. Where is it? It's still going through. Ah, there it is. Here. At the back leg. It's not supposed to go there, so maneuver it a bit. Try to push it through again. It's still there. Just maneuver it where you want your wire to be. And if it really doesn't want to, that's why I told you you might want to use your hook. Just lift up the bands and wrap it around the wire. So it will go to the place you want it to be. It's at the tail now, here. If we also want to wire up the tail. So just weave it through 2 bends on the top of the wire, 2 bends on the bottom of the wire. That way you will hide it the best. And you can do this with any project. I don't know if I can push my wire through further. Yes, I can. With thick wire you can just push it through. Otherwise you might want to use this plier to pull it through. If you can't push it through. If you have thin wire you can't push it through. I'm trying to weave it through. I'm not even checking on top. Most of the time this goes okay. I'm gonna push it through again. If I'm able to do this. Sometimes I don't want to. And I guess now is sometimes. So I will use my pliers to pull it through a bit. I'm going further. Weave it through again. This way you be careful with double loop bends. Just lifting them up with the wire. And pull it through. I'm not actually pulling through the wire now. My tail just slides to the back of the wire. This is tricky. I have to pull it through a bit further. And then pull back the crocodile. If you want to do this really neat, I have to pull it back. Because you don't want to stretch out those double loop bends too far. Because they might snap. And we don't want that to happen. Try to grab the horizontal bends. And weave your wire through there. You can't actually hide it, so you won't be able to see it at all. And to be honest, if you use silver colored wire, it's the best wire you can use. I don't know why, but it doesn't show on pictures. Or almost doesn't show on pictures. Almost at the tip of the tail. And this is what I do all the time with my projects. I try to wire them all. Well, should we stick it through there or stop here? No, I'm stopping here. So I'm pulling it through a bit further now. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to sort this out so my crocodile is actually overstretched with the wire inside, of course. Let me see. You can cut the wire now. Don't, yeah, cut it quite short. I don't know even where I'm gonna stick this. I don't know yet. Cutting the wire on the snout, also on the tail. Simply cut it. Then use your non-cutting tool to, well, bend it a bit. So it's stuck now here. You still are able to see it, but that's fine. Also with the snout, you might want to push it back a bit so your loom creation isn't overstretched too much. You can also already bend it the way you want to bend it. You want it to bend, I'm sorry. First my hook. I think I'm gonna, where should I wrap this around? Is there another bend there? No, there isn't. I'm going to bend it around here, but I will make it shorter. Push it kind of into the snout. No, don't twist on me. This is also something you need to do, well, really take your time for. I won't do that right now. It doesn't want to with me. But you can, I will actually need another pliers to do this. Another plier. Well, like this. And now the body, the tail, the mouth is wired. So you can open the mouth, but you can also close the mouth. Like this. Close it and you can open it. It will stay that way. You can also bend the neck, of course. Make him look to the side or anything like that. Because the wire is in there. You can also wire the bottom jaw if you want to, but I don't think that's necessary. So the tail, the stomach and the neck and everything is wired already. Now we do need to do the legs. For the legs, if you want to wire them, you need only one piece of wire to wire both of the legs. I will show you again. I will only show one set of legs. I will finish the other leg after that, because it's quite obvious. If I do one set, you know what to do with the other. And this goes with every creature. And wiring is just the same. Yeah. You have to see what's the top and the bottom of the paw, the leg. This is the top, so you don't want the thread showing there. I'm sticking my thread onto the double loop band on the middle toe here, and then you need to simply stick it through all of these bands. Check if you aren't able to see this too much on the top. Then you got to weave it through. So get 2 bands on top and 2 bands at the bottom of the wire, so the wire is in the middle. You have to do this with every set of bands and check what's the top so you won't be able to see it, and just weave the wire through. And you need to pick a row, go through this row or this row to wire it, otherwise you can't stick it through the set of bands. I'm going to do this row, the first. Actually, I better can do the second. That won't be in front when the leg is facing in the right direction. Got to weave it through. Hope you guys are able to see what I'm doing, or at least understand what I'm doing, because it's hard to show you this on the video, but I can explain my technique to wire. This is a short leg, so I already reached the body. Now you need to stick your wire through to the other side, through the back of the creature and the bottom. Yeah, well, this is a crocodile, so to the back you need to stick it through the stomach. And then if you have that correct, you can actually just push it through to the other side. There's my wire. You also need to go into the leg with the same wire. Well, I will use my hook again because I want these horizontal bands to be on top of the wire, so the wire can continue. I need to push it through a bit, continue into the next. Shall I stick it through there? Are you able to see it? No, that's fine. Then weave it through the bands. Again, get 2 bands on top, 2 bands at the bottom, and weave it through every set you come across. Check if you can see it on the right side of the leg. Push it through a bit so you don't have to pull too hard on those bands. Maneuver it so the wire will stick through. Now push again. I'm nearly at the bottom. You really have to take your time for this, to do this really neat, in order not to see it. See, it's in between. 2 bands on top of my wire, and 2 bands at the bottom. It's just in the middle of the loom bands. That way you aren't able to see it. Well, at least not see it too badly. You are able to see it, but that's fine. I'm just checking now and then. Here we have the toe in the middle, and it's on a double loop band. So I'm gonna see if I can find that double loop band with my hook. And get my hook in between. I have only 1, but I want 2. I want 2, not 2 bends. I have only 1 here. But I want a second band. That's the double loop band. So I got it through the double loop band in the middle toe. I'm gonna pull this wire through a bit. Stretch the legs. Just cut the wire now. You know you have enough, so you can cut it now. You might want to push this in a bit so the legs aren't overstretched too badly. Then you need to curve the legs into the right position and push them into the right position. Also with the feet, push them in the right position. And you can check if your crocodile is able to stand now on the front paws. Yeah, it's hard to see this, but I don't have a camera that's filming from on top. Well, mine is actually wired quite nice. And you can make the legs. Oh, this looks cool. Then you need to cut the wire. If you're pleased with the position of your legs this way, you might want to push it in a bit. till you're pleased with it. Then cut the wire a bit shorter. Make sure you hold that thread or that wire, otherwise it will fly off into someone's eye or something. And that's not good. Bend those wires so it's around that double loop bend. You can push it a bit, or pull it a bit, the feet. So it stays around, secure around that double loop bend. Also on this side, bend the wire. This is just an example on how you can bend the wire and how you can bend the feet. You can also turn them so the feet are like this, really to the side or to the front. You can decide yourself this way how you want to position them. I want them to the side. I think that's cute. Yeah, that's cute. Well, same thing for the back legs, but you can already see the difference. These are the front legs wired and this is non-wired. So that's the difference if you wire up your Rainbow Loom project. So guys, I hope this was well, I hope this will help you out wiring your projects. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next tutorial. It will be the sheep bracelet, and I guess I will do the Easter bunny after that, and then I will try a whole miniature sheep. So look forward to those tutorials, and I hope this might help you out wiring up your creations. So guys, have fun, have a good night, and see you. Bye bye.